Well, hello everyone. I'm Deb and this is DB Designs and Sewing Australia. And welcome to all my subscribers and welcome to anyone who's new. And a great big thank you to all of the people who have bought me a coffee through my Ko-fi account. That is very much appreciated. Now today is Friday the 31st of May, so don't forget you need to be uploading, I think that's what it is, your denim makes for Sew Autumn Denim 2024 to Instagram. I will put all the details below, and as well as that, I will put something up on the screen. As you need to include myself, Katrina from Create Something Pretty, Deb from Sewing Seams with Deb, and Hayley from the Hay Meadow, who is surrounded by Muppets in Instagram. So don't forget about your Sew Autumn Denim 2024, because today's the day. What have I been making this week? I've made one thing, and it's this dress. So I made the Pattern Emporium Take a Chance dress. I will pop in photos. So I made it where the button placket only goes down to the waist or the skirt of the dress. Absolutely loving this dress. It's fabulous, really comfortable. Looks a bit country for me, but really happy with it. It's got a really nice collar and a really nice neck. Now I made the size 10, which is why I think I quite like it, because it actually fits me. I know it's a miracle I didn't make it too big for me, and I've actually stitched this placket down. I didn't make any buttonholes, and I added the buttons. I'll show you the buttons. So they're the buttons that came with the Bespoke Box. The buttons from Arrow Mountain, I want to say. But really nice collar on this. Now it's very similar to the way that Pattern Emporium make all their other collars, but I think I might have been making things a bit big for me, and this actually fits. Now there's no darts in this, so it is a straight bodice with no darts, and very happy indeed. Let me see what else I've written about it. I made the size 10, and this is Fabric Godmother Seersucker from the Rustic River May deluxe box from the Dahlia Sewciety. And I've only made it one tier. So to make the one tier, I just joined the two of the tiers together, measured the bodice, then measured the tiers, and this is on the pattern pieces, then measured from my shoulder to the length to see if it was going to be long enough. And it was going to be long enough, and I actually reduced the width of the skirt. So I just made my tiers all this wide. You can see I've taped on another one on the bottom and just tucked it around, because that would have been the bottom tier, so it would have been longer. So I made the one tier, and I guess with seam allowance taken out, it's 38 centimeters on the fold. So that's 76 centimeters each tier, a front and a back, and attached it to the front, and I actually gathered it up using my overlocker. So the whole thing was really easy, really quite fast. Can't understand why I haven't made this dress before. And I had originally intended that I would pleat it rather than gather it, but the gathering is really quite soft, and I'm guessing that that would depend on what type of fabric you use. The stiffer fabric, the more your gathering is going to stick out. Although they do have some very flowy denim around at the moment, which is, it's basically tencel really, but I thought the tencel denim / tencel dress would be really nice in this sewing pattern as well. So I can see myself making another one. Very comfortable, narrow-ish sleeves, so you can pop a denim jacket over it or some sort of a coat over it or a cardigan over it. I had intended, took Dad out for lunch today, and I had intended to wear a denim jacket over it. I took it with me, but I didn't need to wear it. Only now when I got home is it actually cold. So I did, and I do like a narrow sleeve if I'm going to pop something over the top of it. Just makes it much easier to wear. The balloon sleeves and all that, I don't like putting anything over them because I can feel it inside. So that's how I made it. Really, really easy. The rest of it, I followed the instructions on making the collar. Really happy with the collar. And I made it come up quite high. And as I said, that is stitched shut to here. And then I just sewed the buttons on because I can easily get it over my head. I have tried it on with a belt, but it actually looks better to me without a belt. And it's a bit more casual without a belt. So really, really happy with this dress. I was in two minds, and then one of my subscribers said, why are you going to pleat it? That the gathering would be fine, and it's not like gathered really heavily. So the Take a Chance shirt dress starts at a size 4 and goes up to size 30. So, and it also gives you the finished measurements. And quite frankly, I usually go off the finished measurements for most items that I make. So I could already see that the size 10 was going to fit, and I have done French seams on the sleeves and on the side seams. On the sleeves, I particularly wanted to have French seams because I will most probably, some of the time, roll up the sleeve, and I did not want to be able to see the overlocking on the inside, so I French seamed that. Still plenty of room in the sleeve with doing that. And for the body, I actually pinned it together and tried it on to make sure I could do a French seam in it, because it's 1 centimetre seam allowances, and I think by the time I French seam it's probably 1.2 that would eventually be taken out. Probably just a smidge more than the 1 centimetre. I tried to be very frugal with it because it wasn't a huge seam allowance, and it worked out and it fits. And I wanted it to not be too loose, but I can still get it on and off over my head, and I don't need to have buttons that undo. Although I did think when I made the denim one, tencel denim, I want to say, because it's a very, very soft fabric, I thought it would make a great shirt dress and a great overshirt. So I might make that one button all the way down and do real buttons and buttonholes so that you can wear it over something as a bit of a coat look. No, as a bit of a duster. Yeah, so I am thinking about that. I don't have any of that fabric. Goodness only knows, I've got a lot of other fabric and we're going to have to move, so at least I won't be here on Monday when the man comes to do the quote for the moving, because as soon as they see sewing rooms, they freak out because they know how much stuff you've got and how much fabric weighs. So that'll be fun. Anyway, don't forget about the Sew Autumn Denim 2024. You are supposed to be uploading today, the 31st of May. To Instagram. So don't forget, Take the Chance shirt dress. Absolutely love it. Don't make it too big. It can be I'm sure the reason that I like it and that I don't think it looks like a maternity dress, even though it's gathered, which is really not my thing, is because it's not too big. So just take care. And it was one of the I actually tried it on as I went along. I know, it's hard to believe. I was trying something on before it was finished. And that has made all the difference. So didn't really want to twirl it. If I wasn't sure that it would fit in the top, I would have, if I was going to do a twirl for something like this, I would only ever twirl the bodice. No sleeves, no collar, just these two fronts and the back and the yoke, just a single yoke, just to make sure it was going to fit. But it did fit perfectly, so really happy with that. Everybody have a great week. I'll be off the air for a little while on a little trip. And don't forget about Sew Autumn Denim. Yes, everybody have a great week. And then as soon as I get back, I will be back into packing. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.